Hello, everyone. This is Kiana here, and I'm here to talk about the winter musical and share a little bit about what our plan is. You'll also be hearing from Molly Clark, our music director, and just a little bit as well about audition information. So this winter, we're going to do something a little unconventional because it's an unconventional time. So welcome. Winter musical details. The biggest piece of news is that we're going to be doing a musical collection or like a virtual cabaret. The theme is going to be the emotional roller coaster of 2020. So we'll be working on this starting in January, and we're going to tell the tale of what 2020 was like through musical theater numbers and original monologues. Our goal is to have roughly around 10 musical theater songs that we can easily connect and create individual concepts for that relate to 2020 and the emotional journey that we were all on, and in various perspectives of that journey. We'll be using webcam captures of you at your home contributing to this. We'll be using media segments and photos, and we'll be creating some short scenes as well. In addition, we're hoping to include 5 original monologues and potentially a little bit more or less than that, depending on what we get. So if you're thinking about being in the cast, some important dates to know is that auditions, and we'll be telling you more about those in a couple minutes, the submission deadline is December 16th by 10 p.m. After that date, Molly and I will be casting the show into these songs that we've chosen very specifically to fit the theme. The rehearsals are going to start right after the holiday break on January 5th, and they're going to go all the way through March 19th, which is a very similar setup to our kind of usual winter musical time slot. So it's during the winter sports season, so that if you start a spring sport, you could potentially not have any conflicts. So we're going to follow a pretty rigid schedule for rehearsals, because both myself, Molly, and the choreographer will be creating rehearsal blocks within these timeframes. So those rehearsal times are Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3:15 to 5:15. Now, because it's a little different than usual, we're doing song by song. You will be cast in a certain song, and some of you may be cast in one song, and some of you may be cast into like upwards of 3 songs. And per song, you're going to be asked to attend 2 or 3 30-minute slots per week during those Tuesday through Thursday time slot. So you'll never be asked to come every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 3:15 to 5:15, but you will be asked to come for 30-minute chunks of time consistently within that larger time frame of 3:15 to 5:15. So I'm going to ask you a question on your form, like, are you available 3:15 to 5:15? And if you are not, you need to say no, and you need to tell us when you are available. But we're going to schedule you within a time slot that falls between 3:15 and 5:15 on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But really importantly, we have one number where we're going to ask everyone to be in, whether or not you want to sing. Like, it's going to be an all-inclusive song that we're hoping to have be either the opening or the finale of the show. And the time that we are going to work on that every week is going to be Wednesdays from 3 to 4. So you're going to have to answer a question about whether or not you're available Wednesdays 3 to 4. Announcement. But if you are not available, you will unfortunately not be able to be in that number, because that is when we are rehearsing it. And the virtual release date for our production is going to be all the way on April 15th, giving the crew some time to do some editing when we're done with rehearsals. So speaking of crew, let's talk about some important times if you want to be on the crew. And there is room for you to be on both based on the schedule we're working with. So if you're interested in both, please fill out both forms. We'd love to have you involved in as many ways as you are willing. So the concept meetings, these are going to happen before we even start rehearsals, because we're going to come up with a design concept for each song, so we can rehearse that song according to the design concept. So those meetings for interested designers, which doesn't have to be everyone, are going to be December 13th and the 20th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Those are Sundays, virtually. But then the regular crew meetings are going to start up. So everyone that wants to be involved in the kind of the general crew work that's going to happen during the rehearsal process, those are going to start on January 10th. They're going to run through the rehearsal process as needed, and we might add or take away some meetings depending on the work we're working on and how much of it we have at a certain time. But those are all going to be held on Sundays from 6:30 to 8 p.m. virtually as well. And then those of you that want to be like editors, video editors, Okay, that editing is going to happen between March 22nd and April 9th. And there's going to be some heavy editing needed. So fill out in the form whether or not that's something you want to be considered for. And we're going to set some additional schedules and needs for that based on who we have and what we're looking at. And again, the virtual release date is April 15th. And now I'm going to pass it off to Molly to talk about auditions.
Hi everyone, let's talk auditions. If you would like to be considered for a singing role, whether that's a soloist or in a small group, please complete the vocal and the acting number 1 audition. If you'd like to be considered for a speaking role only, please complete the acting number 2 audition. And be mindful, there are probably going to be a few of those roles only. And if you'd like to be considered as a choreographer, please complete the choreographer audition. So, for the vocal audition, we need to hear and see 2 contrasting song cuts and record each of those songs separately and keep those recordings nice and short. And they should be a video recording. Now, each of your songs should be about 16 bars in length, maybe verse and chorus. And what I mean by contrasting is perhaps different tempos, different emotional themes, tonal qualities, vocal ranges, etc. And be mindful of what part of the song you select. So select 16 bars that you feel best suit your voice. And then while you're recording, you can have the karaoke track or an instrumental track on in the background as long as there are no vocals. So you should not be singing along to an original, but you can sing along to a track. Just be sure to have that playing on a separate device so that the balance is better in your video. And you can, of course, choose to not sing along to any track and just sing a cappella. That is fine too. For the acting piece of that audition, we'll need to see 1 monologue, about 45 seconds to 2 minutes maximum. And please choose a monologue that gives you lots of opportunity to show your animated facial expression, because you're going to be working with this box here. So we want to see your animated faces. And please do that in webcam view. So that means that you are standing in the center of your webcam, like I am here, with about school picture frame. So maybe here up, not too far away and not too close, so that we can see kind of just your head mostly. And now for those of you who are interested in a speaking role only, we would like to see 2 contrasting monologues, and those monologues will again be about 45 seconds to 2 minutes in length each. So each of them will be about 45 seconds to 2 minutes, 2 minutes in length. Please choose monologues again that show off your versatile and animated facial expressions, as well as demonstrate your capacity for a variety of characters. And then, of course, same as the other acting audition, be careful about how you frame yourself. So you put yourself in this webcam view. And then lastly, if you're interested in being a choreographer, please submit a video of your original video conferencing choreography, quote unquote, for a musical theater song of your choice. So you can select any musical theater song that you enjoy and choreograph 4 counts of 8 to that. Please don't sing along to the track as it's playing, so you can play it on a separate device as you're recording your video, but that should be perhaps the original recording of the Broadway show. But please don't sing along. We just want to see your choreography and hear the original music. So what is video conferencing choreography? Recognizing that we have some limitations here by using this webcam filming as our platform, your dancers are going to be filming and recording at their computers. So the choreography should creatively think about how to use this webcam as your stage. So think of this as your stage and put that to use. If you're looking for inspiration, there are a lot of really creative projects that have happened in the last year. If you search on YouTube, there's lots of ways that people have choreographed within this box. So that would be a good reference. All right, everyone, looking forward to seeing all of your videos.
The final thing that we need to talk about is the attendance policy. So putting on a musical is pretty hard. And especially doing it in such a choppy virtual way, this is going to be very complicated with lots of logistics. And one thing that we cannot afford are truancy issues, which are like, unexcused late and absences where people just don't show up and they committed to be somewhere and then they're just not. And the rest of us are kind of left hanging. So we have a policy that we're putting in place that if you are late or absent, unexcused, 2 times, that we're going to have to start discussing you, removing you from your role. And that is true of crew and cast, although the cast this is an extremely important note because it's very difficult to have rehearsals when cast members are not there, especially with small group numbers. So as you fill out your form, you'll be asked whether or not you have read this policy and that you agree to the consequences if you break it. So it's very important. All right. So if you would like to audition and if you would like to join the tech crew, there are 2 forms out there. One is for auditioning and one is for joining the tech crew. So find the form that you're interested in and fill that out completely and hit submit. And then if you're auditioning, you're going to need to do all the work of submitting videos by emailing those or sharing them with myself, Kiana Bromley, or Molly Clark. And if you need help finding those emails, please let us know. All right, everyone. Good luck and thank you.